85, and we aren't even at the end of day 2 of 8 play days in total here at the Manila Major. It's the third most highest of all Valve events, and only just behind TI5, which had 89 heroes in the entire event. I think that's a good representation of where the patch is right now and how competitive it is. So
that record's gonna get absolutely shattered as we go on in the tournament. And it's just, we were talking about earlier about how we were uncertain about a lot of these teams coming in. We're also uncertain about a lot of the heroes. The meta was anything but settled at the end of 686, and then 687 comes along.
Yep, and a few little iterations along the way has sort of altered some of that as well, even in the last couple of weeks as well. Epicenter, we've seen some different heroes since then, all the way up into the Manila Major. I think the great thing is, and we talked about this a little bit, is that we almost develop our own meta through the whole tournament as well. It started today and yesterday, but who knows? First pick Slider, good call from Black, right on the money.
I mean, do you really want to give Bull like a Beastmaster? He's so good on the hero, so you have to decide.
Well, last game, last game Fnatic had first pick, so it was Alliance who banned the Beastmaster. So when you're first pick, when you're second pick, you have one less ban, because Beastmaster is like the must-ban hero of the tournament, kind of.
Right.
It's been, I believe it's 40 of 41 games he's been picked or banned so far. And the first phase Slark, this is really interesting, especially to follow up the Slardar.
This was banned every single game by Liquid. It was Mid1's comfort hero against Vici Gaming Reborn. He did. You said he didn't play amazing in that series, but they won that series too.
He played good enough to win.
Yeah. Right. Well, and with how Mid1's been today, like that series against Liquid, he really struggled. 2 bad Ember Spirit games, a Nyx game where he was good and solid for most of the game, but then he made one big mistake getting caught out, which lost him the game. So
and he was really forced out of his comfort zone too, like right from the landing stage, like how it went. And
so giving him something that, hey, you won on this hero twice earlier today, hopefully he's going to feel more comfortable. Also hear that, hey, if he makes a mistake, gets caught out, you've got a lot of escape tools. So.
Got a Dark Pack, got a... Still though, Slaughter with like one other core that hits hard physically, Slark can get bursted in one single crush.
That's what you worry about. 4-2 on Slaughter, our alliance so far in this tournament, and both Bulldog and Loda have played it. So again, I think you have to watch for the flexibility from alliance as we go through this draft.
I would actually really like something like a lifestealer safe lane with an offlane Slaughter, because that way you can actually instantly take down the Slark, and like other heroes have a harder time getting in. Other than the lifesteal, because you can just infest into the Slaughter, you can blink on top of the Slark, you crush him. There's no way he reacts in time, like most of the time at least.
I'm down, absolutely.
And then like lifestealer rips him apart in 1 second easily. Yep. His DPS is crazy,
and that's it's kind of weird to me that we haven't seen a little more of that. I mean, Loda, one of the kind of holy trinity of lifestealer players. When you look at him and Era along with Avosh, the career leaders and wins on that hero, but we haven't seen Alliance go to that much during the current patch.
Yeah. So the Brood goes, as you might expect. They don't want to be facing any of that nastiness.
Yeah, I think with Fnatic, the key thing is maybe not rushing into Mushi's hero, since he's the one you want to be kind of flexible with, like kind of solving any of the alliance problems as far as like what S4. You want to kind of wait and see what S4 is going to play, whether it will be a safe lane slider and off lane slider.
I think they will wait till the end to show it.
Yeah,
what it will be.
They have last overall pick as well, so when you have last overall pick, it's quite rare to see the mid and the carry picked up early in the draft.
And banning the Brood maybe will make Alliance put it to the off lane.
Other thing you always have to look out for is the possible loaded Juggernaut, which takes them more down the kind of pushing strat path, which they're very, very comfortable running an aggressive pushing sort of dazzle.
I would really like a Nyx middle for Alliance.
I mean, that's middle. That's interesting.
Whenever I see Bad Rider, like instantly Nyx, the hero is not in the game.
But
until you have a BKB.
You may be worried about Mushi. If you haven't seen Fnatic's mid hero yet, Nyx could have a lot of bad matchups.
Yeah, of course. But like, they have to pick like a supporter mid now. We will see what they do, and then according to that, Alliance will respond.
I think you're better off maybe picking up that 4th position hero.
Yeah. You don't want to show your mid if you can.
Doom is still in the pool.
Yeah,
that's actually
that is surprising.
Yeah.
Man, Doom, Lion, Bad Rider, that is some amazing control.
Yeah, Doom ganking the Batrider's lane is also very tricky to deal with. Although I mean, Alliance have Rubik Dazzle. Alliance more than most teams will just run a straight up classic tri lane. They give S4 a little bit of help, but normally not that much. They don't help out Bulldog usually all that much in the off lane as well. So they're one team who maybe feel confident in being able to deal with a Batrider +1.
What I would really like though is Alliance pick up Lifestealer now, and then they still have the last pick for the mid hero, whether they actually pick up the Nyx or not, like they can choose.
The other really nice thing about this trio of heroes for Alliance is it's a very strong aggro tri lane. They're one of the very few teams of this tournament who actually go offensive with their lanes if they see their opponents pick up a weak carry, and that's kind of what Slark is.
Right. But then they have to be careful, because if Fnatic actually pick a position for they can roam a lot, they're safe and it's very easy to gank as well.
Yeah, they'd have to get Bulldog a safe lane hero that has some kind of escape, or at least isn't like
maybe they could even run the safe lane Nyx then, because Nyx is really hard to gank against Batrider as well.
Yeah, Nyx or I guess Nature's Prophet not great against the bat.
Yeah,
it's okay.
It is not the worst. It's just like mid late game you're really scared.
Yeah,
and you can't do your usual Bulldog I blink into trees and wait there and stuff.
I like this. It gives them a hero that can fight the aggro tri lane potentially.
And they have no egg killers either.
I do want to point out that whilst Phoenix is still very popular in the picks,
it's
it has
awful.
a 31.2% win rate. 31.2 win. That's awful. It's one of the worst of any of the ones that have been picked over 10 picks.
5 and 16, I think. Yeah,
Nature's Prophet?
Nature's Prophet, yeah.
It's a bit surprising, but then again, not really.
It's the problem they had last game where they got to the last pick and suddenly Lone Druid ban, Fnatic take the other one, but this time around it's like, let's just make sure we get the Bulldog hero that we really want.
So it is a carry slaughter, and the amplified damage will make sure that Prophet hits really hard too.
I mean, I think this Alliance draft is great. It's flexible in that they can aggro tri lane, or they can just do the classic Bulldog off lane, use the treants to be annoying, keep the supports busy.
But I would really like to see a stunner for mid, like something like a Nyx, maybe even a Leshrac again, but I feel they only have one disable so far.
Dragon
or like
Knight.
1.5, I
DK,
guess.
yeah, I like
DK would be pretty good too.
I absolutely love the Dragon Knight because it also feeds into the kind of push options.
And you're not worried about counter picks typically as a DK mid. DK mid is one of those just stable mids. You can pick it early because it's like, what really counters DK?
I mean, you always farm.
Yeah.
The 35% damage reduction on level 1 Breathe Fire, like it actually lets him stand in lane against heroes like Viper, which is ridiculous.
He can verse Vipers, he can verse even Razors and stuff because you just farm with your nuke. You're not going to win the lane in CS, but you get enough for the hero to function in the mid game.
I mean, couple the damage reduction with the new HP region buff that the Dragonblood received, you won't be bullied out of lane. You will get your bottle, you will just...
I really like Alliance's draft right now. I mean, they even have heroes that if Fnatic go greedy and pick up like the Shadow Fiend from Musha again, well, you can easily gank him with like a Rubik Dazzle duo. Like these heroes can get very active, they can win the lanes, and that's something which we've rarely seen with Alliance is doing well in the early game.
Yeah, that's exactly what we called for. And this is one way to sort of lock that early game back down as you go back to those comfort heroes. It's not just that you're more comfortable playing those individual heroes, it's you're more comfortable with the different laning combinations around them.
What I want to see right now though is I would really love to see Alliance go aggressive tri-lane. They pick up the Nyx for themselves, because Batrider, whenever Prophet TPs to the tri-lane to help, will be really fat, and then Nyx could kind of counter-react to that. And
you want Alliance to pick the Nyx? I still love the DK pick.
I mean, the DK,
they
do go back to the Leshrac.
I don't know that they can protect it this time though. As for the last time they ran this, remember he went that Max Edict build. They had kind of got off to a rough start in lane, and he really needed a lot of help from his team to be able to dish out that AoE magic damage.
I mean, Fnatic may be too busy with like an aggro tri-lane to potentially even gank the Leshrac, though, is kind of maybe what Alliance have in mind, or even just the Bulldog Prophet often soaks up a lot of time from the support, so...
I actually do hope that they go aggressive tri-lane, because... okay. Because Nature's Prophet safe lane, he can always go and support the tri-lane, and as soon as he's level 6, the whole tri-lane would just fall apart. I would really love to see them go aggressive tri-lane.
You're right there, Black. You okay? Did you get taken by surprise a little bit there?
I don't know what happened there. It kind of sounded like something shattered.
Yeah, it sounded like
I thought, did my sanity shatter? I was like,
okay.
It did. We're going to get a puck last pick. Also, someone with a very low win rate right now in the Manila Major. So interesting 2 picks from Fnatic to end the game.
But one of the absolute classic mid lane matchups of old. We'll get to see Mushi on the puck against S4 on the Leshrac. Should be a really good one. I think this is one of Alliance's comfort drafts, though. I really want to see Game 3, guys, so I'm going to pick with my heart.
All right. Black?
I choose Alliance if Bulldog goes for BKB and Mjolnir. to kill the egg.
The
You
condition.
can't go that. You're going to go one way or the other. You can't go.
Okay,
face
look,
it when
Black, he will go
someone
BKB. Trust me, he'll go
He will,
BKB.
Alright,
and
right.
Mjolnir too?
Ride or die.
He'll get BKB like in his first. BKB
Okay,
Mjolnir in his first
I
three
trust
rounds,
him. I go for Alliance.
Ride or die with gods.
I ride or die with Black. So.
Fine, okay.
Done.
There we go. The thoughts of the analysts as Fnatic go for a fairly risky draft with two very down on par heroes right now. Phoenix with 33% win rate and Puck with 22%. Can they pull off it against the odds and win 2-0? Let's find out as we head back to the commentary desk.
Thank you so much, guys. Welcome back into our last series of the day for Group C, potentially our last game of the day. Fnatic now up 1-0 against Alliance here in this best-of-3 series, and a lot is at stake. We'll get into the game in just a second. My name is Mott. With me, of course, is Merlini. Let's jump right in. So,
They started off early with a smoke.
yeah, wow, they are actually hightailing it. They really wanted to find a fight here at this bottom maroon spot. I was going to ask you questions like, man, you know, Fnatic's doing really well, but they just ran right out the gate. Alliance won't actually find anything, but this does give me my opportunity, my chance to ask you about Fnatic, because they're a team that a lot of people have questions about. Are you more surprised about their success, or maybe them just taking a game off Alliance? What do you think about Fnatic currently?
They're pretty good. They are consistently on top of the SEA region. I wouldn't necessarily say they're better than MVP, although they do always beat MVP. In the global events, they seem to place very similarly to them, and people hold MVP in decent regard. So Fnatic should be kind of up there too.
I know
They're in
they-
my top 8.
The English talent definitely held a lot of respect for MVP. Did you have MVP up like in like your top 8 as well?
I had MVP above. I probably had like Fnatic 8 and MVP 9 or 10, I think.
Yeah. It seems to be actually working out pretty well for you.
Dude, have you
Things
seen Lion's
considered.
taunt? You got to check this thing out.
No, I
Dude,
saw
he
it
is-
earlier
he
today.
keeps
During
doing
the cast. I was like, what actually is he doing? He's just
Yeah.
swagging. That's just the. He's just the cloudiest thing.
You got to get down there in the first person view. Yeah, yeah.
It's the simple things, man.
It is.
It's the simple things that make us laugh.
Well, get your compendium if you want that taunt of your own. That thing is sweet.
Yeah, he's swagging.
You should do that over someone's body after you impale finger to them. That would.
Etude's gonna pick up that hero and just play it solely so he can do that taunt every game. Oh, God.
That's a good one. Well, Alliance not fully committing to the aggro try. They do have 2 heroes down here. That was really successful when they did have that Slardar, Dazzle, Rubik.
If they get the Slaughter, which is the comfort pick, that might be what they were missing in the last game with the... We talked a lot about the Centaur, and that being a big issue for Alliance in the last game.
But this game, Fnatic actually expect the aggro try, and they throw the Slark up top because they want to ensure that he has farm. It's okay if the Batrider gets sacked. He usually gets sacked anyways because he's an offlaner.
Mushi is taking a lot of damage here mid. S4 successfully hit 2 Split Earths, and Mushi just missed his orb, I'm pretty sure. So that's not... I mean, he's still CSing fine, but Mushi is taking a lot of harass, having to use a bit of his tangos. The Dire Courier is going to get sniped from the backside. The Phoenix, you saw it come in on the other screen. That was just... That's crucial. S4, he will not have his bottle for a period of time. And they're even going to come in with a Sunrage to harass him. S4's like, can you leave me alone, please? I have a salve. I do not want to have to use it. So 3-4-3 gets the job done and gets his team some extra gold, not to mention just a bit of a nuisance for S4 in that mid lane.
And this aggro dual lane isn't working out terribly well for them. Rubik will head to the mid as mid 1 gets engaged on.
Yeah. He's going to take a bit of damage. He has the salve to regen back up. He should be fine. They're going to pull with the Hellbear. Somehow it only pulls the 1 creep instead of the range creep as well. That was kind of awkward. Either way, it's fine.
I was wondering why they threw the Dazzle up top instead of putting him bottom with Loda, but then I realized I think it's for the heal bomb with the Treants.
Yep.
And the heal will be able to pressure mid 1.
DJ and Ake are going toe-to-toe. DJ's like, I don't want to be able to try to win that land fight, but here comes the Sunray from the low ground. Ake is taking a bit of damage. If DJ gets off another Earthspike, he might get the kill. He hits it, but no, I don't think they'll have the damage here. DJ will just harass him back, but the Treants are coming through. A couple more right clicks. Mushi is rotated with a haster, and he wants this first blood. The Treants can't quite get there. He's got 25 HP. Illusion of Ake is salved up. He's going to jump back through. Mushi makes a marathon run from mid back to top, and then the Fade Bolt from EGM to snipe it, easily getting him up to level 2 as well as a bit of gold going the way of EGM. And Mushi just walks right back, man. He's like, well, I tried my best. Now he's going to have to jaunt through the mid lane. Telekinesis can't make it. Split Earth, no, he gets out just in time. The jaunt was just there. He is able to avoid the Split Earth. Nicely done for Mushi.
Again, great early game rotation coming out from EGM, realizing that his services aren't needed in bottom, they aren't needed in mid, and picking off that Lion for an easy first blood. They also have superior vision in the area with the rune. Oh, Mushi.
Edict? He's gonna have to jump back. Yeah, he needed to avoid that Fade Bolt. Telekinesis wasn't there. He phase shifted it. You saw the animation going for EGM. He had the grasp, and then he couldn't quite get the animation because the phase shift was there.
Oh, that is sick. The Rubik cast point on that is near instantaneous.
Yeah, I saw the fingers go up. I'm like, that's not good. But no, he stayed alive. That would have been into a Fade Bolt and probably a death. So Mushi he's stretching the dexterity of this hero to its limits right now. With 14 CS, he avoids 2 ganks, essentially. So that's just some flashy play from Mushi that we should come to expect at this point. This guy's been around for a while. He knows his Dota.
Mid one isn't able to farm up top. He had to leap down the cliff and maybe expecting a lane swap at some point. Loda going in on Ohio.
He'll do some damage to Swing Crush and needs about 2 more right clicks to get the Sunray off with the Tango on top of it. So he will keep him up and alive, and Ohio is just going to sit back for the time being. Mushi is again caught up by S4. S4 asserting his dominance with these split ults as well as these edicts. But he gets the regen rune, so yeah.
And
Firefly, Slithering Crush, Fade Bolt, Icarus dive, but that is not going to save the Bat Rider. Now down for 22 seconds. Loda, very comfortable on this slaughter. You can see it. He's aggressive. He's got Slithering Crush again. These stuns are off cooldown so damn often. This should be a kill. He has no Icarus dive for another 20 seconds. The salve will come out. The sprint comes through. 3-4-3 will juke as best as possible. Mango's going to go. He misses the stun, and Loda's in trouble now. The Sunray might actually bring him down. The tower hit. He's so low, 18 HP. Do they have Icarus dive? Loda will be able to salve up. They won't actually get the kill. You can see someone cutting him off the path to retreat. It's Mushi's going to come through with the Illusory Orb. He has not jaunted, and he won't go for the kill, and Loda will stay alive at 10 HP at the end of that gank attempt.
Man, they do not have any eyes on EGM. That's the second time he's just been able to come in for a quick and clean kill. They have that Observer Ward near the top room, but that was only placed after the first blood, and bottom lane is kind of blind.
EGM is like one of the only players that plays this hero right now, I'm pretty sure. And he plays it pretty damn well. I can't think of another Rubik game I've seen so far.
Ohio trying to take out the stack. He's getting punished by Loda.
Not again. He's got Slithering Crush. Good Flame Break back. Good Earth Spike to save his life for the time being. Loda just take a lot of damage from the Firefly newts. And so he'll back away. Luckily, Ohio will stay up and alive, but he could use the Tranquils or whatever it is that he's building. He might actually go Drum, I think. We've seen that before from Moon.
That was a very nice Flame Break. I thought he was dead there.
Yeah, so Moon for OG has built Bat Rider in a very strange way recently, and Winter and I talked about this. He's gone a lot of points into, I think he's gone a couple of into Flame Break. He gets his like lasso at 10 or like 9 or 10, but that's in games where there's like a lot of things to disrupt the Bat Rider lasso, which there's not much
S4 does
here.
that a lot too.
Yeah. And he got like Arcane Boots. He had a game where he picked up drums. So I mean, it's just when you think about Bat Rider, you used to think about him. Okay, get 6, go to the jungle, or get whatever level, just take stacks, get my Blink Dagger as soon as possible. But that's not really the case.
Ohio
anymore.
getting jumped on
Again, the Slithering Crush. This time with amp damage, and he needs to be careful. EGM is here. He'll Firefly. He'll try to get across the river, but now there's the Telekinesis to bring him back. Fade Bolt. They get the Slithering Crush, but it's not actually in range. Still, Loda will find the kill with EGM actually getting the last hit, and Ohio goes down yet again. Dream Coil only onto 1 though. EGM is actually regenerating up. The silence will come through. Loda has salved up though. Mushi has to back away. Slithering Crush is up and ready, but Loda loses the sprint buff, so he can't quite chase him down. And Mushi will go back toe-to-toe. Meanwhile, mid one will salve up as well. Salves flying everywhere so that people can survive in this game, and mid one will be the next to use it.
slowing down the Bat Rider blink a lot if he is even going for the blink first.
I would be not shocked to see him go for like drum burst, maybe arcanes like we saw yesterday for Moon. I don't know.
And back to what you were talking about earlier, as far as the Bat Rider builds go, it depends on how many counters there are for the swap. Bat Rider can be used as an initiator to pull someone out of position. That's the one that we see the most from Bat Rider for displacement, but he does an incredible amounts of damage if you can stack up those napalms, and he's just super annoying if he can be in the backline with Firefly.
And Flame Break is a deceptively strong nuke as well if you level it up too. I think that's what people think about.
Only strong with sticky napalm stacks though. I think level 1's already just pretty good by itself.
Yeah, I agree.
If you can nail it.
Yeah.
It's displacement too.
So far, Alliance showing that they are resilient in this series. They have their draft, their comfort draft, as Nahaz was talking about. They have the Fury round for Bulldog. EGM is on his favorite Rubik, and so everything is going pretty swimmingly for them. The only issue is that Mushi's top in net worth. They're kind of shutting down mid one pretty effectively. We've seen Hislark play come back from worse deficits, though, before, so nothing too dangerous to worry about yet for Fnatic, but Alliance are certainly in a good position. Ben.
Last game, they were up ahead, and Fnatic kind of just had that moment where they like took down a couple of towers and got a couple of kills. So Alliance need to make sure that doesn't happen. They need to either be ready for those fights or just dodge them appropriately until they want to fight.
I think a big catalyst for this game for Fnatic has to be Mushi, if he gets another Blink, or Veil for that matter, but I imagine Blink might be the better option.
Yeah, he's going Brown Bruce Blink. Oh, he's actually going for a kill on the EGM.
This could be big. Illusion coming through. I think they've already used the Dream Coil. They've committed it. He'll break the tether for now. They have the Illusion doing what minimal right click it will do from the Phoenix, but Mushi got very low in that engagement.
And the EGM feels very comfortable because he does have the raindrops. Very good versus Puck. That might be one of the reasons why
Raindrop, Windlace, Fairy Fire. He's got all the new items. He only needs a Blightstone now and he'll be good to go.
I don't think I'll ever see that.
No, that's not happening ever.
I want to see like a Mask of Madness.
God, he attacks so
Bambo
fast.
would do it.
Oh, that is a Bambo play.
Oh, the Veil first. Dang, he's rich.
Yeah, you were like Brown Boots Blink. No, he's gonna go Veil. I thought he was gonna go Blink as well. That's kind of surprising to me, but I guess they need more damage. But there is no field still to deal with for the Rubik, so it's kind of interesting. He TP's bottom. He wants to get mid one some extra farm. He's like, listen, I can get kills for you here. Bulldog is gonna be scouted out, and mid one is very speedy with that Shadow Dance on, but that heal bomb immediately pushes him back. All right, let me just regen again for a couple of minutes here. I'll be fine.
Their initiation is quite lacking with Slark being under farm, not having his initiation tool. Batrider, his blink has been slowed down a lot, and no blink on Puck. So I'm not sure how they're going to get the jump on heroes like NP or Slardar even. It's going to take maybe nighttime, I would say. It's a really good time for them to fight. Or good runes. Let's see what Mushi picks up.
What is he going to find at the 10-minute rune coming out? What is it going to be here? That's bounty. That's not what you're looking for.
A Leshrac with
he got the Arcane. He got the Arcane.
He can farm massively in the jungle with that.
Mid one was getting ganked by Ake, but he's able to pounce out with the Dark Pact as well. He's got Shadow Dance, not enough mana to use it, and even if he tread swapped, it would be close. I think he would get enough mana, but barely.
Smoke from Mushi. And DJ.
Let's see if this Veil pays off. DJ, he doesn't have Finger yet. He's still level 4. That is a very underleveled Lion. They didn't give him room to farm in terms of experience, but they're going to try to find Loda. And Ohio's up here. I think he doesn't have Lasso, but he could slow him down with a Sticky Napalm. 2 stacks up now, 3. Loda should notice that something's happening here. Dream Coil comes out. They have the Earth Spike. They'll pop it off. The Veil's on top of it as well, and Loda sticks up. And for the time being, he's got EGM to help him out. There's the Hex coming through. They have 5 Sticky Napalm stacks. This is the Crush. Ohio in trouble. They'll turn it around. It'll be a 1-for-1 at the very least. Spell was still in attack. EGM's still going to get chased down. Other side of the map, Ake will fall. Goes down to the Slark. The Fade Bolt comes through. The damage reduction is there. They thought about TPing in Bulldog, but Mushi and DJ will back up together. Can lose your orb out if they need to. So that fight does go the way of Fnatic because they get the kill on Ake on the other side of the map as well. But they also bring down Loda, which is very important. They get more farm onto Mushi.
Yeah, some slight miscommunication by Fnatic there. He like phase shifted as the line was hexing, and because of that, they didn't get enough right clicks before Slaughter could get his crush off. And Batrider ends up dying yet again. If he didn't die there, he'd be at like 1900 gold, and we're talking about like a 12-minute blink for Ohio. But because of that, it's going to be 14.
I mean,
perhaps.
and he should be going, I think, Blink at this point. You have the Windlace, you have the Ring of Regen, you might think, okay, it's strong, but no.
It just poses so many problems for Leshrac.
Yeah.
They don't have the defensive tool to deal with
They don't have the swap, they have no, glimpse back. There's nothing they can do really other than maybe a telekinesis to
that's it.
To dissuade them.
Grave, but Grave, he will die afterwards.
Yeah, Firefly, Sticky Napalm, you're going to die. Flame Break.
Another smoke coming out.
Alliance in the meantime they're going to be taking down this tower, and they might be successful in doing so. Loda and Ake were smoked, and Moose is going to walk right in. He gets the amp damage. Silence comes out nicely timed, because Loda was not able to get the crush off because of it. They'll take down the tower, but mid one has been scouted out, and that is more important than anything else for Alliance. Even more important than that tier 1 tower. Bring down that Slark, get the kill for the Leshrac. The Pulse Nova, the Edict, he melts instantly.
There's a lot of damage that goes through Shadow Dance. He got heal bombed too, I think, at the same time.
Not great. Loda's going to stay a little too long. The Dream Coil will come out. Finger. They have the Hex. They didn't have the mana port. He had the mana drain. That was actually pretty close for him to TP away. I was thinking, where's the Hex? Where's the Earth Spike? He didn't have the mana.
That's the Veil paying off.
Half a second from, Veilfinger, you're probably going to die. I don't think he'd sprint on. If he did, he
They
would
have
have just
a
died instantly.
really good ward in that mid area. It's only a matter of time before Slark perhaps scouts it out, though. S4 with an invisibility rune, looking for an easy kill.
Mid
Someone
one.
farming that newts.
Mid one's going to walk right into it
Oh,
here.
they have a sentry in the back. They did have that observer.
S4 is going to walk right into the center. The Icarus dive comes out, but now the Hex comes through from EGM that he had stole earlier. They missed the pounce up. There's the Dark Pact Supernova goes off, and S4 is going to try to hit this. But the last one from Ohio, can they bring it down? They will. But Ake as well as S4 solo, they get the grave off. Mid one trying to do the best that he can. EGM is going down low. Ake TP's out in time. It's 1-for-1 now, 2-for-1. I think they got a kill off there at the end there with, of course, Bulldog going down for 33 seconds on that Nature's Prophet. Mid one does the majority of the damage in that engagement. And so, yes, they lose the Phoenix, but that is still a great engagement coming out from Fnatic once more.
That's a great hex from Rubik as he was Icarus diving, but they didn't have enough stun to follow up. They killed the egg, but S4 had to stand there a really long time just right-clicking the egg. That is not your ideal hero.
He stood there, he got 2 right clicks off, then lassoed, and then EGM had to finish it off, or it was Ake, I can't remember, but...
Yeah, Ohio kind of missed his flame break over there. Maybe he could have helped out the Phoenix's Supernova if he had pushed the Rubik away.
The more I think about it, this is a terrible Supernova game. It's 4 ranged heroes, all attacking pretty speedily with good range.
It's not that great. If they pop a drums,
Yes.
which Admiral Bulldog already has.
I mean, level 1 Supernova, you're going to kill like almost any time if it's in a bad position. So it's really, it comes down to positioning. And the biggest thing was, like you said, the first stop got canceled, so he couldn't go back to the, towards that tier 2 tower. But
they do have a lot of tools to stop them from attacking. I think Puck Dream Coil is pretty good. Lion with his multiple disables and Flame Break.
Yeah. They've got something going. They're going to be looking for EGM. The Dream Coil comes out with the Sun Ray, and EGM will fall to the last right click from Mushi.
Man, they're just getting outplayed in this phase. This is almost the exact same time that Fnatic took advantage of Alliance last game.
Lasso onto Ake too. Flame Break and rather Firefly not pulling him up to the cliff, sadly, so they won't be able to bring him back. TPs are coming through though. That's going to be... They throw up the trance. They want to go into the tower. Edict's going to come out as well. S4 wants to push in. They have 2 sets of trance. One's about to go down. The other one's going to push into the tower.
So they're trying to fight without the Rubik over here. This could be devastating.
And the Veil's on 2 of them as well. They need to be very careful. Loda as well as S4 will die very quickly with the Veil on top. But they're going to back. And Alliance get the tower. Yeah, I mean, that's the biggest problem, right? This feels exactly like last game where they had this small, maybe... decent advantage going into maybe the 12 to 15 minute mark, and then they just start losing a couple of engagements. They lose a tower or 2, and then that becomes a big problem. They still have top 2 net worth for Alliance. Again, no cause for big concern yet. But the biggest problem I think for me is Lotus died a lot. Like he has a blink now, which is good. That's kind of all you need to be effective on a slaughter, but he'd like to have more, I think. In this
mid one walking into the Observer Ward. Let's see if they try and pick him up. Yeah, he does have a blink instead of fully committing for the Vanguard. I like this a lot, especially considering what happened last game when he was Centaur and they lacked the mid-game jump to make any sort of plays, and now they have the initiative to take the fight to Fnatic.
Finger comes out. I think the Veil was on top of Ake as well. Yeah, the Illusion Orb just to make sure the job was done, but DJ is actually going to blast him down. And
did he do the taunt?
I don't know. I didn't see. I don't think he did.
I don't think he did either.
He's not going to do that in the game. I say that, but who knows?
Oh, maybe they'll find S4. It is daytime, and they can scout him out with a smoke before.
Lasso.
Oh, Mushi did pop.
Dream Coil, they don't need it. He's just waiting,
my.
rips him with the Veil and the Illusion Orb, and just chops him down within seconds, dead in the dirt.
Well, who needs a lasso to kill Leshrac?
No. And they're still smoked up. They're like, yeah, come top. I'm sure that'll work out well for you guys. Fnatic are starting to take over this game, and Mushi in particular as well. Like, it's been Mushi +1 finding kills minute after minute, essentially.
Mushi has been so proactive in this game. As soon as he farmed his Veil, bam, just constant smokes and constantly just messing with Alliance's course.
Fnatic look really good. And not to say Alliance are in a bad spot or they look poor.
And now they have another initiation tool. Mid one finally done farming. He does have his completed
Shadow
Shadow
Blade. It's the Shadow Blade into Echo Saber into Silver Edge, which I was telling you about. I mean, that is his build, and it's the build for a lot of Slarks, I think, in particular.
But when you're behind, Smoke Road. That's exactly what Alliance
They have amp damage, they have Edicts, they have Treants. This is not a bad idea, and it certainly should work out for them. And they might trade their Tier 1 tower away for it. I don't think so. I think the Tier 1 tower is actually going to stay alive. It's at half HP currently. And yeah, this is going to be roast for Alliance. And there's no way Fnatic can test it. They don't know what's happening right now. They have okay vision, so...
Now Fnatic have so many threats. Not only do they have the Shadow Blade on the Slark, on top of that they have the Blink already on Lion.
DJ is farmed. Well,
Yeah.
that's the thing. He's been with Mushi the entire time. He's like, all right, I'll come with you. If you need me to press my R button, I can do that. But usually you don't need that.
And they have the BOTs on the Batrider.
And Loda's going to get caught slithering Crush, getting faked. He's got it now as the Dark Pack came through, but the Sunray might be able to finish him off, especially with the sprint on top of that. Good Shadow Wave, but the Grave is not there. Last one to Bulldog as well. He's too far up. The Pounce connects as well. 2 dead already in this fight, and they get the Supernova off. S4 is about to lose his Aegis if he's not careful. He'll have to back away. EGM, Mushi drops down the coil, blocks the path of retreat, pops the Waiting Red. See you later. 3 dead. Double kill for mid one. Fnatic again rolling at this like critical 15 to 20 minute juncture, Ben.
Just too many things for Alliance to worry about. All these Blink initiations, the Slark, the team fight coming out from the Puck and the Phoenix, the Magic Burst from the Puck. Like they just really can't fight. They have a Blink, but Leshrac still needs a couple more items to feel nice and tanky. Slardar needs BKB or like a Vanguard or a Hood. They're trying to take a fight before this T1 falls. S4 approaches from the back.
Oh, he misses the crush. It's actually Mushi that dodges it with the phase shift, and now Mushi getting low, but not dead yet. DG trying to TP out. It looks like they're in trouble. The splitters will come through. They'll take down not 1, but 2. Mid one trying to TP away as well, but he gets telekinesis in the last second by EGM. 3 dead. Alliance finally turning around. Sure, they lose that tier 1 tower in the process, but finally they get something going after the past 5 minutes of really nothing happening for them.
Yeah, that was a great positioning by S4. I see him and Miracle do this quite often. They're in this just like absurd spot where the opposing team would never think that they're hiding.
When he walked down, I'm like, what is he doing? That doesn't seem like, oh, okay, he's going to kill all of them now. That's kind of what happened over the course of that engagement. Now he had his Bloodstone, he had his Aegis, and that gets him up to 15 Bloodstone charges for those 3 kills. They're pushing down the tier 2 tower. So suddenly, it's starting to turn back in their favor. The net worth graph, if you look at it, I think it's dipping back down towards that 2,500 mark instead of 5,000 for Fnatic, and so we're getting close to even. At Alliance, they have Bulldog. You can never count out the split push, the rat, if you will, from the Nature's Prophet that is Bulldog. He hasn't had the best game, but he's got Midas, so late game potential's there. He's got 3,500 gold, Ben. And they talked about it on the panel. They said BKB and they said Mjolnir. Hold that thought. Mushi comes in. Telekinesis, Dream Cold stolen, though. I think they only got into Mushi. I'm not sure if they hit it on anybody, but Loda jumps in. Mushi about to fall again. The Edict and pulls over S4 with Loda stunned to set it all up, and now DJ, he drops the ward down, knowing that he'll inevitably die in this chase more than likely. He does have Blink Dagger. Loda has his. DJ waiting for the blink from Loda. He actually just goes right now and gets into the river and gets out in time. He will not inevitably die. Loda blinks forward, but now the Earth Spike comes out. DJ won't turn his attention, look for a finger. He doesn't have the mana for it either. That'll be the end of it.
Mushi did not even have all 5 of his heroes there. He does not quite have level 4 phase shift. Once you have level 4 phase shift, you can just phase, blink out, but level 3 is just not enough. He's going to get stunned. He's going to get damaged afterwards so that he can't use his spells. And at this point, it's looking pretty dicey for Fnatic, throwing away the majority of their early game lead post Roshan and continually trying to take fights. Oh, Ake in deep, trying to place wards and just gets blown up.
His entire team is behind him. He's like, well, you guys weren't here fast enough, but Loda will still initiate into 3-4-3. He has Supernova, but the telekinesis will come through. He'll be able to Icarus dive out and get out in time. Laster comes in the other side. S4 a little bit out of position, kind of on his own here. Splitter comes through. Loda taking a lot of damage from mid one. A double Earth Spike, and Loda about to fall. S4 is low as well. We'll lose the H. They want more. Double Dream Call. Mushi putting on the moves, and Bulldog gets flame breaked out. They'll find him. Mid one going to town. The Essence Shift proc coming through. Double kill for mid one, and S4 the lone survivor for Alliance now. He has to deal with all of this damage. They pop the Veil on top of him as well. He needs to leave. Luckily, the rest of Fnatic are low, but mid one is regenning back up. They jump on the high ground. They get the waiting ripped off. They get the illusory orb, and they get the triple kill for mid one when it's all said and done. Alliance lose another 4-man engagement at the end of the day.
Wow, that was godly play by Mushi there. Oh my goodness. Phoenix, he got greedy. He tried to throw out his spirits before the egg, and then he got a lightning to his face. But yeah, as you said, Mushi with the moves. He phase shifted the split earth and then blinked in on the back, got that double coil on the Rubik and Nature's Prophet to seal that fight for Fnatic. That was crazy good.
Like, it feels like one step forward, two steps back for Alliance in this situation.
Yeah, they're always in so deep. Even this is kind of very similar to where we saw things start to go poorly for Alliance when S4 had that invisibility rune on Leshrac.
God, Mushi just like illusory orb and John's from half the world away, and he's like, oh, I found I found S4, okay. We can go on this, and then he decides not to.
They have a BKB soon on S4, which will solve the majority of his problems,
Oh.
unless he gets lassoed before.
What do you think about the Ags on Furion?
As long as he doesn't get caught by Batrider, then I think it'll pay off for him. If he gets caught by Batrider too many times, then it's not going to be good. But it'll allow him to definitely scale into the late game.
That'll help. It'll help keep the waves pushed out too. Fnatic are going to be patient bottom, like, all right, Bulldog's going to TP bottom. We're going to find a kill. No problem. He might, but I don't think so. And Ohio will show himself, so he definitely won't.
It'll change the pace of the game a lot once he gets Ags, or well, he does have Ags. It'll change the pace of the game a lot because it's a Fnatic making aggressive maneuvers onto Alliance, but if they can keep their lanes pushed out with the Ags, then they'll have the threat of a blinking Slardar on whomever is pushing out the lanes. And then this allows Alliance to be on the offensive instead of constantly on the defensive.
I mean, for how many fights Alliance have lost, they still have pretty good net worth, all things considered. You have Bulldog who's top. S4 is not that far behind. The biggest issue is Loda, and he's going to have a BKB soon. With the BKB, they have this window where I don't think the Slark does enough damage, especially through BKB.
There's a scan. They're looking for the target of their smoking, but Alliance
Mushi would be
whiff
huge.
on the scan.
Oh my, it was half a second away, maybe half a meter away. They actually saw the illusory orb though, but DJ will be first contact. He blinks out, Loda blinks almost on top of him, but DJ was able to blink a little bit further away. Then the Earth Spike comes out. Dream Coil onto 3, but Mushi's like, I just need to get out, at least for now, but here comes the reinforcements. Fnatic looking to go back into Supernova on top. S4 lasted up. He does get the BKB off. Good counter initiation with the stun from Loda. Doing some work. Ohio should fall, but the stun covers his retreat. He gets out. Mushi's low. One more right click away will do the job, but he's actually going to go down in the end. It's going to be the Pulse Nova from S4 that does the job, and they will only lose Ake for Alliance. That could have been much, much worse for Alliance's squad, but they actually get a pretty big kill in Mushi going down there.
I think Mushi was stuck in one of those situations is like, man, I can get a 4-man coil right here. But it didn't give them enough time to check the BKB on the left track. And Ohio went in kind of after he BKB, maybe 1 second too late, but that's ideally who you want to lasso if he doesn't have the BKB.
Yep.
But they didn't notice it in time, and they got punished for it. Yeah, as you said, it was quite lucky that they only lost the puck in that engagement.
Yeah, Fnatic could have really... That initiation, I mean, it was actually, you said it was almost a 4-man coil for Mushi, but they were a little bit too far. They were kind of in the process of rotating over to join that fight.
It's one of those knee-jerk reactions, though, as a player, when you see such a perfect... You know, sometimes you see Enigmas get like 4 or 5 heroes in a black hole, but then there's no one around.
You want to go on that, and then you want to have that perfect initiation, but then you're like, my team is not here. And even like in a pro game especially, it's like if you're half a second too early or half a second too late, it makes all the difference in the world. But
yeah, I think they should have just disengaged because they were smoked, and Chrissy did blink out in time.
There's the Maelstrom done, which was one of the items that they predicted on the panel, but not quite the itemization they thought earlier. They went for they said, okay, first 3 items include Maelstrom BKB, 2 of those, but in fact it is Maelstrom Midas Aghanims. So
I think a problem for Alliance is that the Fnatic supports are getting a lot of items. We see Midas and then some on the Phoenix. He's well on his way towards completing his pipe, and then we see the Lion with almost a 4-step complete. So it's not these dirt 4 supports like we see so often.
yeah, everybody's farming, with the exception of Ake.
yeah.
Ake and a Dazzle, not doing so hot, but I mean he's kind of the 6 in this game. EGM's done well. You know, he's got some good farm for himself.
So Alliance hoping for the Fnatic luck with the 8-minute respawn. Instead, it will be 10. They can do it very, very quickly. Dazzle does have a medallion for his troubles.
Man, when it comes to Alliance, they're like, you guys had 8-minute respawns all last game. No, you guys, Fnatic, you get all the lucky respawns, we get nothing. 10-minute respawns. It's not that long, but...
It's enough time for Fnatic to group up and potentially take a fight around the pit. If it respawned 30 seconds ago, it'd already be dead.
Yeah, it would be super dead with amplified damage and the damage that both Bulldog as well as S4
This
do.
gives Fnatic enough time to set up. They don't have any vision around the pit. Alliance have a sentry on the high ground as well as 2 observer wards around the pit. So this is going to be super dangerous for Fnatic to take.
They're just walking up high ground right now. Mushi's like, I have an Aghanim Scepter. That is a long duration stun. Lasso will fall into Loda. They do get the telekinesis bring back off. The Dream Coil is pretty well equipped, and now they're going to go into Waiting Rift. Uzurov doing a lot of damage. Here comes mid one. Pounce bring down one. Supernova not going to get off, and now mid one actually trouble. Split comes through. He has to stop the Shadow Dance, but the Pulse Nova won't do enough. Not yet. He's so low, and he should fall and will. Double kill for S4. They turn it around. They say, screw your Aghanim Scepter Puck initiation. We will take that fight, and we will take Roche on top of it. They do have to buy back on Loda, yes.
So 2 sick things from that fight. First was Fat Rider getting that lasso. That was a hard lasso hit. He had to like blink up into the high ground, and he did not have that much time to identify this Lark. They did not have vision, or so I believe. And of course, a really quick telekinesis by Rubik to counter initiate that. And on top of that, they had the stun on Puck as he blinked in. Like he blinked into Coil, and then he got hit by stun immediately. Then he phase shifted, and then got his array of spells off. But not before a lot of damage was done.
Well, that is that's a bit unfortunate for Fnatic, and that's a huge engagement for Alliance. This is going to give them the confidence they need to push forward and take down this tier 2 tower. We were talking about that hump they needed to get over the first 15 to 20 minutes where they started to lose tower and fight after fight, but they responded very well.
They needed to get over the hump where S4 was really vulnerable. But now with BKB, Yules, 15 Bloodstone charges, and Aegis, he is no longer vulnerable. He can go in there without fear in the fights. So now I think Fnatic need to take a different approach. I think they need to maybe farm a Scythe so they can kill the Leshrac early on in the fights. If he gets BKB off, so be it, but at least they can drop him very early in the fights because he is a very heavy damage dealer because Loda has built very safe with Blink Vanguard into BKB. And another thing they need to do is kill the Nature's Prophet because he is farming a lot, but they don't really have good tools to kill him. Maybe Slark, but Slark can't venture on that side of the map.
Buy a full Hurricane Pike, no problem there. I have enough money, not a big deal. That's so good for sieging high ground too. It's what a lot of people, it's why you see it on Drow Range a lot of the time, and I've seen it in a couple of Furion games. I can't remember who it was playing with. I don't think it was Bulldog though, but I've seen multiple, it might have actually been Bulldog. I've seen multiple Hurricane Pikes come out though from Furions. Although that was back when Furion was picked a lot in the last couple of weeks, but they'll take down the tier 2 and that's it. The last outer tower. Fnatic are probably going to be forced back to defend. They do not have enough push to be able to contest this. With the Edict from S4, giant amount of treants coming out because you have an Aghanim Scepter. S4 will have to take some Sunray damage, but the Edict's going to go through. They have to use the Glyph on top of the Edict.
Mid one is still in the mid lane though, attacking that T3. Much slower than S4 beats on the T3 on top, but maybe enough to warrant a back from the line.
Well, Bulldog, he was TPing and then they just canceled the animation. He's like, we could probably push faster with all of us. Get four step forward from S4. That's not great. He's a little too far up. Lasher comes out with the Dream Coil on top, but he's going to be disabled for a long time. He's going to be pulled back into the base. That is Aegis underneath the tier 4 towers. He is actually in kind of trouble here. In mid one, BKB is going to go from S4. Drop the Edict again. He's got Lightning Storm. He's got his Pulse Nova ready. They're going to back up after this tier 3 tower is taken down though. So they use the Aegis just to get the tier 3 tower. And they will retreat at the same time all together, looking to TP out. And they don't lose the tier 3 in the mid lane either. They force Binwood back while that was all happening.
Trading the Aegis for T3. Great one for Alliance.
Yeah, I thought he was, and a BKB charge as well, because he was really deep. He had to BKB there. I'm surprised they couldn't kill him a second time, but he was able to get out.
Yeah, his atoms are coming out fast and furious.
What does he have next for S4?
Looks like Shiva's coming out. He already has the plate mail, but he's far ahead of Mushi. And Mushi was doing spectacularly.
It was like those 2 or 3 deaths like in that 18-minute or 19-minute mark for Mushi that really stopped his progression.
Yeah, and mid one doesn't have that much farm to show for Fnatic.
He really needs the Scotty. I think here could help. Ake is definitely an easy target. Ake seems to know something's up, but he's got Grave. He'll get it off in time, and he'll just TP. That's the smart play. And then the Shadow Dance TP coming out from mid one. Split Earth would have been there had S4 been a moment sooner, but unfortunately he's not, and so he'll be able to TP out just fine.
Smart play by mid one to immediately get out of there. I think that Fnatic need a gem at this point, or Slark to kind of scout out wards for them. Right now they're too scared to move around the map, at least in packs.
This is kind of what we saw last game where Alliance, they have a Nature's Prophet. You start choking them, you get vision down, you make sure they can't farm super defensively in the jungle. And they'll just choke them out. They'll probably wait for another Aegis for Alliance and go from there.
Yeah, this Ags is owning for Alliance. Like ever since he picked up that Ags, Alliance have not been forced to play defensively at all.
Good luck pushing across the river. I mean, Fnatic doesn't now with mid one, but that's not going to happen very often, I don't think.
Mid one does have a Scotty. Probably still needs a BKB at some point. Maybe a Butterfly. He needs a lot of items.
So there's the top 2 cores for Alliance, and then it's kind of even up after that. Fnatic still have the Slark, Mushi on the puck, as well as Ohio on the Batrider that are all like one after the other.
Ooh, now Batrider has BKB. Will be really good for dealing with the Lush Rat.
No more Telekinesis, no more Split Earth, no more Edict damage coming out.
Or Slardar stun. Loda tried a Blink stun when S4 got lassoed.
BKB, Blink, Lasso, 4-step out, get in a good position. They really wanted that creep wave. They will find it. S4 still on the hunt, though. DJ might be scouted. No, they really have only eyes for Mushi. No Illusion up for 3. S4 is very speedy, I think. He's going to be able to almost find this kill. Phase shift, jaunt through, blink even further. Loda looked for the Slithering Crush with the stun, but he couldn't get there in time with the blink dagger. In fact, he just blinked in the wrong area, but that was just Mushi playing well. That was all for a creep wave, by the way. It's not like he got a kill and was trying to get out. He blew up a creep wave, albeit a big creep wave, and then he just backed up.
Mushi needs to take those sort of risks so they can get the lanes pushed out. Otherwise, Nature's Prophet will be king for the rest of the game.
He's already probably feeling like king at this point. I mean, he is very farmed. It's not shocking to see Admiral Bulldog in the top of the net worth 4,000 lead. That's
oh, they're going for a play on top.
Pretty standard stuff. TP's going to come in with the bots. That'll be Ohio getting ready to go. Mid one's going to sit here, and S4 may very well lose his life. There's the last of the finger on top. No BKB. He will be only dead for 26 seconds, but it's still a kill that matters hugely for Fnatic.
Gotta respect the BOTs. That was a really quick, clean, and crisply executed gank by Fnatic.
Get in, get out, get the job done.
Yeah, that's really good for them, because now S4 has to think twice about pushing out the lanes, and they don't want to just use Treants to push out the lanes. They want to push out aggressively with their cores, so they can take down Roshan very, very safely. And still a couple minutes at least until the Roshan respawn. Ooh, mid one going
in. That was very sketchy.
Yep, there is a gem up on EGM in true Alliance fashion.
I mean, I know mid one wants to get vision, but earlier on in the day when they were playing up against Liquid, there were so many instances where he was playing the Ember Spirit to get caught out so often by just farming too aggressively or looking for something too much. And he is not looking to do that again. He's looking to calm himself down and take the second game. Fnatic right now, they're in an okay spot, but they're up against Alliance, who have, of course, Admiral Bulldog on the Furion. Alliance will smoke up together, and they will head down towards, I believe, this bottom rune spot area where Fnatic is grouped up, looking to maybe contest Roche or whenever that decides to respawn. They'll move together as a team. And they might catch out somebody. I think Ohio is probably the closest target. They don't have vision, obviously. Alliance don't have very good vision around the map. They might walk in. Dyer has the scan. He's going to walk around it and into it, but they see down bottom that guess what? Who's there? It's mid one. S4 would like to get a Split Earth off to start this fight and start this engagement. So they're in Crush, and he actually pounces out of it, but there's the telekinesis. The Split Earth will come through. The Shadow Dance comes out, though, and he'll try to TP away. Can he make it out in time? The answer to that question seems to be yes. Alliance not able to do the damage. They won't find the disables. They won't be able to lock them together to get the kill.
Whew, that was really close. Mid one really dodged a bullet right there, and again, they have to take risk when they want to farm out this far and deal with the Nature's Prophet push. Almost BKB completed on Slark and Alliance. Let's see what the Roshan timer is going to be. 2:13. Yeah, Alliance just not receiving that same sort of treatment.
Not lucky. They are not Fnatic.
If they respawn right now, or even in the next 30 seconds, it'd be Alliance's. But with that sort of time, it's going to buy Slark enough time to farm his BKB before this next fight. And Fnatic doing a very good job of not getting caught out by Alliance's 5-man.
Yeah, they are avoiding every gank possible, but even then, they still have to deal with the tier 3 tower push that is now coming from Alliance.
But Slark's not even there.
Ohio misses the last, but when Lincoln Spear is broken, they don't find the counter initiation, but S4 pops his own BKB Splitter onto Mushi. Do they have the damage force out? Loda was looking for the stun, but the force comes beautifully timed from Fnatic. Dreamcoil misses. That's an Ags Dreamcoil that misses on everyone, including Loda. He gets out in time. A lot of abilities and items expended for pretty much nothing when it's all said and done.
What a whiff. So many whiffs.
Whiff central.
That's an Ags coil, too.
Yep.
He was BKB'd, so it wouldn't have mattered that much. Slark was busy farming his BKB, and he didn't have his TP up because he had just TP to escape. And unfortunately for Alliance, they're still pacing around the pit, impatiently waiting for Roshan to grant them an Aegis.
They're like, oh, guys, you got it so quickly last game every time. Can you just give us a short respawn? That's all we're asking.
And now it's 30 seconds until BKB up on the Batrider, 30 seconds until the puck coil, and it's gonna be in time to contest the Roche.
They did use their scan already. They did actually use the scan to check Roche like a minute ago before they decided to go down bottom. Alliance did. So Radiant don't have Fnatic, don't have that luxury to go with.
They do have a smoke on 343, and it's about that time once they clear this Treant, but Alliance are definitely going to know that's going to happen because they saw 4 heroes with that one Treant.
Yeah, they saw them all grouped up. They know the timing. They've smoked. They've drawn a line. Alliance know this. They're going to stay together. They're going to back up towards where their tier 2 used to be.
This is really deep, though. This is an unexpected angle.
Going in hard, and he's going to find Bulldog. The Dream Coil comes out, breaks immediately. Bulldog going to get last. They're going to bring him back with the 4th step as well. Lotus trying to go on to DJ, but the Ghost Step comes through. They have to buy back on EGM already. The Splitter, they'll get the kill on the lineup, but mid one has gotten to double, so they've already brought down the Furion. He's got buyback as well. Mushi can't jaunt away. He's getting destroyed by these bastards from Loda. They will bring him down for 70 seconds. It was looking like an okay fight for Fnatic. A couple of buybacks, at least one came through from Alliance, but still not that bad of an engagement from Alliance or Fnatic, really, when it's all said and done.
That was a great coil coming out from Puck, and a great flame break to push out the Nature's Prophet. He was stunned for ages and then thrown into a lasso. And Alliance, with their superior Roshan lineup with the amplified damage, will slay the beast.
They are looking to take the Aegis and push that tier 3 and get that set of racks and even this series up. But here comes mid one. He is shadow plated up. They have vision. They get off the crush. The telekinesis. He did dark package. He pops the BKB, and now Loda has to go toe to toe with this beast of a monster. He's getting the Essence Shift. Procs up to 21, 22 stacks of Essence Shift going to work. They will bring down the Phoenix, and now mid one is actually low. He has to pop the Shadow Dance from Bulldog. The top end network, they get the Grave off, and they're going to go to town. They get the stun with the Slithering Crush into the Split Earth, and it's back to Roche. Mid one down for 80 seconds. A lot of gold going the way of Alliance, and more importantly, they get a lot of room to work here. With 73, after this Roshan is down, they might be able to push into the base and look at where this mid lane is. You can see the creep wave is already at that tier 3 tower, essentially. Same for bottom as well, Ben.
A very patient play from Bulldog, not using the buyback to secure Roche only when Fnatic commit deep enough that his presence is needed. And he just does incredible amounts of damage and
look at his
doing
items.
An excellent job of kiting.
He almost has a Bloodthorn, for God's sakes. He's got Hurricane Pike, Ags, not Bloodthorn, Orchid, Mjolnir, Phase Boots. He is very farmed.
And Puck is just getting locked down way too much in these fights. And he doesn't have a Yules. He does have a Linken's, but I don't really think the Linken's is saving him from that much.
He needs more defensive items for the Puck.
Yeah, I think I would have preferred the Yules over the Linken's. It's a bit cheaper too, so he can work on a refresher if he needs be. But what does the Linken save him from? Yules from Leshrac, which is not that big of a deal. He can just immediately...
And the thing is, though, amp damage just breaks it off. Like, it's so spammable. It's a big problem. And they're looking to jump in. There's the BKB last to start things off the finger. S4, he doesn't have the Aegis, but he's got the cheese and he will pop it. Not only that, but he has 14 Bloodstone charges, and they're taking the racks. The range will go down. They're going to try to focus down the melee at this point in time with the Edicts, and they are going to get the job done more than likely. Mid one, he's going to be spotted out. The Gem is going to obviously get vision. He does get the Dark Pack BKB off. He's taking a lot of right. They want the Supernova, though, but Mushi's trying to disrupt this fight as best as possible. Another great from Ake and to Bulldog, but it might not be enough. He's going to work. They've gotten the Phoenix, but that is it, and mid one is still alive. Now regenerating up with the Shadow Dance. They're looking for Bulldog. They get the Hex off in time, but here comes S4 looking for a Splitter, looking for anything. Loda initiating as well. He's got the Slithering Crush, but he gets silenced up at the tail end. They will find the kill on Namushi. Forced to buy back TP, and can they get the racks? Loda getting brought down. Mid one's back into the fray, full health. But the Splitter, the Edict, the damage is real. And look at Bulldog's right click onto Ohio. S4 gets a triple kill, dominating spree. They get the full set of racks. They have to buy back on Ohio and Phoenix. They're looking for some sort of initiation, but Bulldog TP's up before they can get the Hex or Earthquake off. DJ did not have the mana, and S4 on the run. The horse galloping away. Mushi looking for the initiation, pops the BKB. Does he have Dream Coil? He does not, and they will get out in time. Oh, and that is, look at that gold loss for Fnatic, and that might just be it. They lost a lot for Alliance, but they gained so much more than what Fnatic did.
Great play by S4. Surviving that lasso, popping the cheese, knowing his limits, and choosing to take that fight, I think, before the Puck initially respawned. And they just played really well around the tools that they got from Roshan.
That is a full set of racks for Fnatic. And Alliance are looking to even the series up, and they are very close to doing so.
Well, Black must be happy. Nature's Prophet does have his BKB
Yeah,
and his Mjolnir.
it's a little bit late. Not quite when he expected it, but yes.
Oh yeah, late. 6 slotted by 42 minutes.
I mean, yeah, I don't think he's that. If you're this farmed, I don't think he's that concerned. He's pretty damn happy with how this game is going. Bulldog, very happy.
Have teams forgotten that he plays Nature's Prophet at this level?
I don't think so. They're like, all right, well, let's see how good he actually is on this hero. Next game, all right, we're gonna ban out the Furion, I think, or we're gonna pick it like we did in game number 1. One of those two options, I would imagine. I don't think you can't give it away. But what do you fear more at this point? Do you fear the Lone Druid, or do you fear the Furion?
They have enough bans for both.
It's true. But we've seen teams ban Bulldog heroes before, and exclusively Bulldog heroes.
I think S4 might have even had a more impressive performance than Bulldog this game. It's not easy to thrive on Leshrac in this situation.
And he kind of came back too.
Yeah, I think that Ohio's been not the best on the Batrider. It's really tough for him though. He needs to be able to get the Rubik in the fights, and if he doesn't, then he gets telekinesis immediately.
It's another game where Puck is just not successful at the Manila Major. I think the stat was
this
like
one. This was just Puck dying too much though. I don't really think it was the heroes' fault.
Yeah, I agree.
They have enough heroes to scale into the late game, but Solara got pressured a lot. Their supports bet a decent amount early. S4 in deep.
He's gonna get lasted again, but he gets the BKB off once more, so there's no damage, there's no follow-up. Ohio's gonna like try to TP out, gets bashed at the end, just for good measure from Loda. Now the Icarus dive canceled immediately by the Yule. Scepter 343 brought down a mega kill spree coming out from Alliance's S4, and they are just looking to end this. No buyback for either hero. Ohio dead for 83 seconds. He's your key initiator.
Yeah, that has to be game.
That's the Bulldog. I didn't know there was a Furion taunt as well. This is everybody's styling in this game. DJ is probably not using his taunt right now though.
Blinging out.
Yeah, he's gonna just blink and look for the ear spike, but now he's getting turned on, and boy is he getting turned on. He's gonna get brought down immediately. EGM, they get the grave off. Mid one was looking for any sort of kill and he couldn't find it. But he does get off the Shadow Dance and BKB, but there's the crush. He does Dark Patch it off, beautifully timed. Another double Earth Spike coming out to stop any further aggression from Alliance. They will continue to pressure the racks, however, and go to town. The Edict is back up, ready to go in just a couple of moments, and Loda is just, they've got the Weave on top of this already, too, which means they've got extra armor, and all they need to do is get this mid-racks and end the game, or try to. Ake is going to get destroyed, though. The Earth Spike on top of the Dark Pact and Pounce damage is there. DJ lightning stormed up. There's the Orchid coming through, but he's going to go Scepter. Yule's up as well. The Splitter's on top, and DJ will fall. Now mid one's getting focused down. The Slithering Crush from Loda, and that has got to be it. He's going to buy back, and he's going to be one of the few alive. Phoenix respawns. Alliance are diving and just looking for anything. They're saying GG out at this point. Do your best to try to fight it. Bulldog is taunting on top of mid one. Mushi will jump in, waiting rift down to 2. EGM low, but he has a Force Staff ready if need be. He'll be able to get out in time. He stole the lasso on top of it, so he could go back in with the Force. In fact, mid one needs to be careful. EGM was looking for it. Couldn't quite find the initiations. The Pounce came through. And all that's missing for Alliance is that, of course, Tier 3 tower. They jump in with Ohio for Fnatic. We're looking for a lasso. They get off the Supernova. They're already pretty far back. Each him gets the lasso, but then dies instantly thereafter. And S4, now he gets lassoed in turn. 2 lassos right in a row. This time S4 will fall, however. He is only dead for 26 seconds, as he has plenty of Bloodstone charges. And the damage is already done, Ben.
Yep, and they haven't taken down Nature's Prophet, and as such, their racks will eternally be under siege.
Yeah, Ags, Nature's Prophet, not to mention 2 sets of racks down. Good luck.
Yeah, you can't ever really doubt NP's item build. That was a mistake.
Yeah.
Or Bulldog's item build. Same thing.
He knows how to play this hero. I don't think you can never question him. That was something that we've learned today.
The supports on Alliance have been doing a really good job of protecting each other, and their positioning is just phenomenal in these fights. Like Aki should have died a lot more, I feel, than 7
times.
times.
Does he have 7?
Yep.
That's pretty good, all things considered. If you count his graves against his deaths, I'm sure the grave ratio is much higher.
Yeah, and Aki's been on point with his graves, and even keeping up decently with his farm. We saw Chrissy with a very quick blink dagger, but kind of fallen off since then, and Dazzle has a Glimmer Cape and Solo Crest.
So Fnatic, what do? I mean, you just kind of try to keep these waves pushed out, maybe find a pick or 2, but eventually the Lions are going to find another Roche.
Or another pick with their chain stuns.
They have everything going for them right now. They're going to have an Octarine pretty soon for the Leshrac, and that makes this game that much harder, 10 times harder, I think.
You hope that you can lasso like, let's say they do the same thing again, where they give Leshrac the cheese and Bulldog the Aegis. I don't think they'll get Bulldog Aegis because he's 6-slot at this point. But you want to lasso the cheese target, and before he pops BKB, that's going to be really hard. But if they do it on Leshrac, he can just Bloodstone and just buy back and BOT in.
Yeah.
But that's kind of just the play you have to go for. If you use on the Aegis hero, you're almost certainly going to lose the fight. And the supports are just way too far back to initiate. So you got to look for one of those cores that thinks he's safe, but isn't really safe.
I mean, you just have to hit one good engagement after the other. You have to get one good ability after the other for Fnatic. I mean, it requires so much for them to even come out even in a fight, let alone win the fight or even keep their base alive. I mean, yeah, they got the Shiva's Guard for the Phoenix now. 3-4-3 has not had necessarily the best game. And again, it's Phoenix having a pretty low win rate in this tournament again, somehow. But maybe teams will figure out how to play against said hero. It's kind of interesting. The meta has really evolved in the past, like, 2 days.
And Admiral Bulldog, pretty vigilant about constantly sending treants in the pit. There isn't one now, but there was just one a minute ago.
Oh, look at that. Another super long respawn time for Alliance. Fnatic are the ones that get these short respawn times, as we have clearly dictated numerous times.
That might not even be a fight there, though. Fnatic don't know that Roshan's not up.
Oh, how's he, like, blinking forward? He doesn't see anybody outside the pit. He doesn't see anybody running out to him from the pit. And he really just wanted that Arcane Rune, and then he just backed together. So.
Yep, now you just wait for MP to do his thing, wait for Fnatic to show on the map, and then take Roche.
EGM with the Axe Scepter, stick. Still Supernova, if you're in a good position, would be pretty nice.
Ag's Lasso's pretty good.
Yeah.
Ag's Dream Coil is also pretty good.
The thing is, I think he only has, what, a Force Staff? He doesn't have a Blink Dagger, so he doesn't have, like, the best. Force is good, but it's not the initiating tool that Blink Dagger is. Which is, you saw him miss a couple of engagements or a couple of telekinesis / lassos earlier. But who cares? He's having a heck of a game. This is a giant creep wave. Luckily, Mushi has Veil of Discord. This is why Veil is so good on this hero right now. You just blow up creep waves almost instantly with your Illusory of Waiting Rift with Veil on top of it.
And mid one, preparing for the Megas already with a Maelstrom in his inventory, skipping the Moon Shard.
They're trying to draw this one out. I don't blame them. They have some late game potential. They have the players to do this. I just feel like Bulldog and S4 are kind of too far ahead at this point. Eventually, Loda will get to that position as well. And there's that Octarine that I was talking about for S4.
They can't ever push the lanes out far enough to the point where Alliance might get caught out. It's just way too safe for Alliance right now. They just push out all the lanes with NP, and if Fnatic aren't there pushing out the lanes, then they just group up. And sitting in the pit, waiting out that last 30 seconds, and
they
Fnatic
are patiently waiting. But Alliance are going to finally make their way outside of the comfort area of the pit, then get lasted up on S4. This time there's no BKB, but still it doesn't matter because another great telekinesis comes out. Mid one has taken half of his HP in terms of damage, but he did pop the BKB in the Shadow Dance. They've lost the line. Icarus Staff is going to come through with a Supernova right on top, doing a decent amount of damage. Dream Coil to stop the damage onto the Supernova. He might actually get this off, but no. The last right could come through at just the right time, and Bulldog will find a double kill. No buyback coming out from mid one, and Mushi gets stunned up there. You can see S4 coming through with his splitter to get the job done. Mushi has to buy back. It was a full 5-man wipe from Fnatic. And Alliance are just looking to put the finishing touches on this game. They are forcing the buyback out for Mushi. There's only a buyback for Ohio, and that is all they've got left in the tank to defend this Rax with. But I'm pretty sure, Ben, that this is going to be Megas and probably the game.
Will they have the bad luck of the taunters, though? And Bulldog has just been spamming that thing non-stop. Not scared of the curse.
Yeah. I don't know if he knew DJ was spamming it or if he saw it earlier on in the game or just wants to be.
He's just excited.
Yeah, he's pretty happy they're winning this game. They get off the Bloodthorn onto Mushi, who would get pushed back. They didn't get any bashes from S4 after the Southern Crush. But now with the Tier 4s going down, it looks inevitable that this game should end in favor of Alliance. They do get off the last one to S4. They'll pull him back, but not into the well just yet. Splitter hits onto 2 nicely. They get the Edict off as well as the Pulse Nova. They blow up 1. That is, of course, Ohio going down for 100 seconds. DJ gets forced forward rather on his own and gets the kill onto EGM, but he gets Splitter down as the Ghost Scepter is only going to amplify said damage. And there it is, Alliance. So they will take game number 2. Even the series up, we're going to head to game number 3, and we will see who comes out on top. And that was a great game, though, all things considered.
I think it's about time to consider a Nature's Prophet ban.
Yeah, I think that might be a good idea.
And you think we'd be crazy if we said that before the series, but it's gotten to that point.
I mean, would we have thought we were crazy? Like, how many times do we have to look at Bulldog and see him play Nature's Prophet and be like, there's no way he's still this good on this hero, or